Good evening and welcome to Estuary TV News. I'm Hugh Riches. This evening we'll be revealing the mystery of the Lincolnshire Marsh in search of gold, and I'll be talking to representatives of the Humberside Police Force and Waltham Parish Council. But first, the news headlines with Richard Morris.
Hello, in the headlines today, North East Lincolnshire's lack of local plan is unsustainable, according to some local councillors, and a gym with a difference is opening in Grimsby. Melanie On has been selected by the Grimsby branch of the Labour Party to represent the town at next year's general election. She's a local trade union organiser and was selected against stiff competition from former Cleethorpes MP Shona McIsaac, local councillor Ros James and Electoral Reform Society CEO Katie Ghosh. On hopes to restore public confidence in politics by working with local people and pledges to establish a community housing scheme and improve job opportunities for young people in the region. She has considerable experience in politics but will have to fight hard for Great Grimsby, which looks to be a key seat for all parties in next year's election. The Conservative group leader in North East Lincolnshire has accused the Labour Council of ignoring the interests of local villagers that aren't represented by Labour councillors. Councillor Philip Jackson wants the council to adopt a local plan which governs where housing developments should be built more quickly than November 2017 as planned. Councillor Dave Watson, portfolio holder for Environment and Housing at North East Lincolnshire Council, said the authority was working with government officials to try to ensure the local plan was produced as soon as is practical. Councillor Jackson says the council need to speed up the process or greenfield sites in the area are at risk of overdevelopment.
Well, the problem is we've got this avalanche of housing applications around the southern arc of North East Lincolnshire, predominantly in Humberston, New Waltham and Waltham. And what we need to do is try and redirect housing away from those sites to areas within the town centre that need regeneration. Now, I'm not sure why the Cabinet are so insistent on sticking to the existing timetable of 3.5 years. Maybe it's because they don't represent these wards around the southern part of North East Lincolnshire, so I don't think it's a priority. But I think what they need to realise is that if we had more power to be able to redirect development towards the centre of Grimsby, that would help with regeneration of the parts of the borough which are in desperate need of that regeneration.
For the next 2 weeks, Bargate is being resurfaced in Grimsby. This will cause overnight road closures in the area. The closures will take place from 7 p.m. to 6 a.m. and motorists are advised to seek other routes, although diversions will be available. Grimsby boxer Wayne Bloy, who twice fought world champion Jamie McDonnell, is opening a new gym with a difference. Fusion Boxing Fit on Ladysmith Road opens this week, and on August 14th, Jamie McDonnell and local Hull legend Tommy Coyle will officially cut the ribbon at the new gym. But it's not just for future champions. It's actually a registered charity, and Wayne, who has also worked with children in care, hopes he can use the sport to give troubled young people focus and drive.
I've worked with vulnerable young people in the past. I've seen what difficulties they go through in life, and I definitely think it can benefit those type of people getting involved with something like boxing, because it can definitely give them a focus and a drive to work towards something, and it has a knock-on effect for everything else in your life, so it can only be a positive thing in my opinion. Boxing for me benefits everybody, no matter where you're from. It brings people together, it gives you a sense of esteem, self-esteem, gives the community a sense of togetherness when they can all get together, have a good workout. And boxing at the minute is on a high, it's on a massive high. You've only got to look what's happening over in Hull at the minute with the likes of Luke Campbell, gold medalist over there. It's massive at the minute. It's as big as it's ever been, in my opinion.
Goole Beach Day is taking place this Saturday and will feature a plethora of activities for everyone to get involved in. The star of BBC Two's Great British Sewing Bee, Stuart Hilliard, will be in attendance to judge the Seaside Fancy Dress competition and will be on hand for fans to meet. A pocket park will be created in the heart of the town centre in collaboration with California Garden Centre, which promises to be a family-friendly spectacle. The event runs from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Unfortunately, that's all we've got time for now. We'll be back with more news soon. In the meantime, if you've got any news for us, then please call us on 01472 315561 or email news@estuary.tv. You can also tweet us at Estuary TV or find us on Facebook. Bye for now.
The Lincolnshire Marsh, the great tract of land between the Wolds and the sea, is often overlooked by visitors. It has a rich history, and now it could offer rich rewards for treasure seekers. Dave Nunn reports.
It's a beautiful but forgotten landscape in Lincolnshire. The grazing marshes on the county's coast are a hidden corner, largely unexplored by tourists. A new project called the Riddle of the Marshes aims to change that.
The project is lottery funded, and instead of taking out a quarter-page ad in a national newspaper, which is about the same sort of value, we bought a block of gold as a real incentive and to add some excitement to exploring the area, the churches, the communities, the Lincolnshire language. And yeah, I mean, it is there to hopefully encourage people to explore a bit of England, rural England, that perhaps is hard to understand without an incentive such as a block of gold.
The inspiration for the project is a book called The Masquerade, written by Christopher Williams in 1979. The book contained clues to find a golden hare buried somewhere in Britain. It is hoped that this project will put the grazing marshes on the map.
Working on behalf of the partnership with the lottery funding, my job was very much to go into schools, communities, talk to them about how they see the area, but also tell them pieces of information that might make them appreciate where they live a little more. So it's a large project. It's £1.7 million, and the consequence of that is we've been able to put a title on this corner of Lincolnshire.
For Joe, though, the project gives him a chance to share his passion for the grazing marshes with members of the public and teach them little-known history about an area of Lincolnshire that is in the back of people's minds.
And the fact that there was heavy taxes on Lincoln long wool trade brought on smuggling, and there's an awful lot of smuggling history in the area, and for me that's a quirky, interesting piece of information which, if you scratch the surface, there's a whole manner of folklore and legends attached to that. The Riddle of the Marshes, as I say, is a way in which I've been able to pull together the extra bits of information that haven't gone into our walk leaflets or on our website, or the interpretation panels which we've recently installed in the area, which talk about the project and the landscape and this part of Lincolnshire.
If you fancy yourself as a sleuth to rival Sherlock, then you have until October 6th to solve the riddle and win gold worth £9,000 in the process, all while learning about the untold history of Lincolnshire. But good luck trying to beat me, though. David Nunn, Estuary TV News.
Humberside Police Force and Waltham Parish Council in North East Lincolnshire have got together to organise a fun day in the village. People will be allowed to sound the siren of a police car. I'm joined by Leslie Parry, a PCSO with the Humberside Force, and Leslie Leach, Clerk of Waltham Parish Council. Leslie and Leslie, both of you, thank you very much for coming in. Why is the police involved with a village fete, as it were?
We work very closely with the village council, parish council anyway, so it's just ideal to do something together.
And what sort of things can we expect, Leslie?
We've got lots of activities coming up for the children, from a treasure hunt to the fire engine coming into the play area. We've got an activity wall, a mini fun run, and even family bowls. The family can take up a game of green bowling.
And there will be some emergency service centred activities as well.
There will be, yeah. Obviously Humberside Police will be there, Humberside Fire and Rescue. We've got LCAT emergency vehicles. We've got health trainers. We've got lots of activities. Should be good fun.
And how important is it with this sort of event to help to forge relationships between the force and the communities it
polices?
Yeah,
it's very important for us because people can see us in uniform but as people. So they'll see that if they need to speak to us, they can speak to us at any time. Same with the parish council. They can speak to the parish council.
It's a way of returning to the days when, if you want to know the time,
ask a village body.
Yeah. Okay. And Leslie, how much sort of organisation does an event like this take?
Well, it does take a great deal of organisation. You have all your statutory requirements and your risk assessments and all the paperwork that goes along with it. But ultimately, at the end of the day, it's about the village community coming together and the children having fun.
And it's very much a child-based day. It's very much for the children.
It is, but there are activities for that a whole family can do. So, you know, we welcome everybody to come along.
We've got a few posters here that local children have made. Who've been making these posters advertising the event?
The children at the Waltham Lees Academy, Primary Academy, have kindly given up some of their time to make the posters that we're going to display around the village, giving all the details of all the events that are being held.
There are some pretty talented artists here, aren't there?
We certainly have, yeah.
Leslie, there's summer's day, hot summer's day.
Hot summer's day, hopefully.
Lots of people going to be around.
There'll be an ice cream van, so
there'll be an ice cream
plenty
van,
of chance
but
to cool down.
It seems like a fertile territory for crime to me.
Waltham isn't, no. Waltham's very low on the crime scale.
Well, I'm not terribly surprised to hear that. I'm glad to hear it. But an event like this, quite serious. I mean, pickpockets. Will there be?
No,
will there
won't
be?
No, there'll be a police presence, but obviously in a friendly way.
Well, except to criminals.
Yes.
And you better just get the dates and the place and time. Leslie, when is it?
It's on Thursday the 31st of July between 1 and 4 p.m. and it's at Mount Pleasant Playing Fields and Neville Turnaway Playing Fields.
And is this is the first of these events, is it?
It is, yes. It's the first time we've run something like this in conjunction with the local services. So you know, we're looking forward to it.
And what prompted it? What brought up the idea of having this joint venture between the two?
I think we just had a little idea, didn't we? And then it's sort of grown and grown and grown and involved more and more people, which is good. It's involved the whole village, which is excellent.
And that's a village of how many people, Leslie?
There's 6,847 people in the village of Waltham.
And how many people are you hoping for come the day?
6,000.
Will it be making any money? Will there be is it raising money?
No, that's not the aim of the day. The aim of the day is just to give the people of Waltham a good day out.
So there's no entry fee or anything like that?
No.
Okay, just to recap then, 31st of July, which is this coming Thursday. Mount Pleasant and Neville Turnaway?
Yes.
In Waltham.
Lovely.
Leslie, thank you both very much for coming in. Now here's Dan Kemp for all the latest regional sports stories.
Thanks, Hugh. Hull City are now just 2 days away from their first ever European game. The Tigers travel to Zelina in Slovakia to take on FK Trenčín in the third qualifying round of the Europa League. City qualified for the tournament after making the FA Cup final for the first time in their history back in May. Another line of Hull City news is that they've had a bid accepted for Sheffield United for their 21-year-old centre-half Harry Maguire. The Tigers have been chasing him most of the summer and it appears the deal is finally coming closer. United's managing director Mal Brannigan has said that they wanted Harry to stay, but unfortunately he and his representatives chose a different path. However, City are yet to confirm the deal. Now, if we're talking cricket, you would probably mention the Aussies, India and even England. But would you discuss Norway? Under-19 cricketers from the Scandinavian nation have been touring Lincolnshire, playing the game's various formats against an assortment of the area's representative teams from different age groups at grounds across the county. This included a 50-over game at Ownby by Spittal.
This will broaden their views. This will help them to see what they've got to achieve.
Very much thriving sport in Norway. Even it's going into schools, it's making good inroads in local population. Kids are enjoying this beautiful sport in Norway. They are loving it. They are absolutely loving it. They have their cameras out all the time, taking pictures in every ground. Yesterday we were in a beautiful ground, and today in Ownby I used to be a pro in this part of the country. So I am in this lovely ground after 10 years as well, so I got some memories of the past in this ground. And I was telling to these guys that I played here before, so they are very excited and they said, what a lovely ground to play cricket.
Unfortunately, that's all the sports news we've got for you this time. Back to you, Hugh.
Thank you, Dan. That's all we have time for tonight. As usual, if you want to get in contact, please email news@estuary.tv or contact us via our Twitter or Facebook pages, or give us a call on the telephone 01472 315561. Until tomorrow, goodbye.